about like just, of course, physical health. You're one person, and I'm always praising you all the time on the podcast. You really do like go out to also make sure that you just maintain like your physique. How important is that? Is that like an image thing, or do you want to feel stronger, or you don't want to feel like you're growing old? How what's the process behind that? Or have you just always just been a healthy person, like working out is just in you?
Yeah, I think my physical health, it took me a while to appreciate it. I come from quite an active family. I mean, my parents used to go on walks growing up and always used to be like, come on, let's go on a walk. And
Yeah.
I just want to watch TV. But now it's something that I definitely prioritize. I think the outward physical appearance is like a secondary or even tertiary benefit. I think for me, kind of like what you mentioned earlier, is how it makes me feel that day, how good I feel.
Yeah.
I love the accomplishment. I mean, you were talking about like, oh, how heavy dumbbells can you lift? I love seeing improvement. Like maybe today I can lift 5 kgs and then tomorrow it's 7.5 and then the next day it's 10. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so strong.
Yeah.
I find those things to be really motivating. And it's one of those, I used to hate when people said this because it can feel unrelatable.
What's that?
But it does become, if you can get through that initial 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, where it's really hard to stay consistent and active.
True.
But then you really get to get the benefits of, if you don't do it, you almost start to feel, you just don't feel great in your body.
You just feel like there's something missing, like you're supposed to be doing something and you're not. It's like even someone supervising you and they're like, yo, you didn't do like, need to do your push-ups today. And
right. And I find I can get like grumpy and a little bit snappy with the people around me because I haven't released that energy. And I'm feeling, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely
I think it's like an adult thing because, like when you're kids, you can easily, like your friends will just come knock on the door and you guys go out and play. But as an adult, you get tied up to like work and you think like, as long as I'm moving from this place or this venue, it's exercising. No, it's not. You just need to release that energy to kind of feel, I don't know, you said what was the word, the endorphins or what?
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea exactly what the best quotes are. So also don't quote me on anything.
Exactly.
But yeah, like just releasing that energy, getting back. Once you take that shower, you just feel different.
Yeah, and I think it took me a while to unlearn that I don't need to be sweating or out of breath to be exercising. Even just going on a walk. Like sometimes I put in a podcast and I walk around the neighborhood.
I do a lot of that every single day.
Right?
Yeah.
And that counts,
It's just that consistency, and it actually still does something to your body.
Especially walking in nature or being outside, it can do a lot.
And then on the exercising part, like what kind of exercise do you enjoy? Because I know I've seen you guys doing what are they called? The one where you're doing like so many different short exercises that are exhausting. What's
Is it HIIT training that you're thinking about?
What's the name?
HIIT, HIIT, high intensity.
I think so.
Training.
Yeah. I've seen you guys doing like a lot of those back and forth. It's just specific exercises that you can recommend for like women who are trying to get a six-pack like you. No, I mean, I'm just saying that's where I was going. So don't be too serious. That's where I was going. Because getting a six-pack is just one of the hardest things to...
It is.
It's one of the hardest things to do.
It is.
And a huge accomplishment though.
No, but it's one of the hardest things to do because genetics also play a role.
Oh, really?
I saw this. Do you know this guy, James Smith, on Instagram?
No. Sounds familiar, but no.
He...
Kenyan or no?
I think he's Australian or something. I don't know. But he had this really interesting video where he was saying, look at the influencers that you follow in the fitness space. Often they've got this incredible physique.
Yeah.
And he was saying, sometimes it's like your genetic makeup can lead you to be more lean. Or you gain muscle easier. And so he was saying for himself, he's like, I'm a 6'3" guy and I retain a lot of muscle. I'm big. And he said, so naturally I was on the rugby team. Naturally I could, he's like, but if there was football tryouts, no one would
Yeah.
ever call me because I'm not fast, not nimble. I'm just
Because,
big.
yeah, he's just too huge for that.
Right. And so he was saying, I can sit here and tell you to do 100 push-ups and tell
Yeah.
you to do 100 pull-ups every day. But you
It's,
won't necessarily have my build because a lot of it has to do with genetics. So I think similarly, yes, I exercise and generally eat pretty well, but
Yeah. Most of the part, genetics play a huge role as well.
my dad's side of the family is incredibly like lean.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just like the long distance runners from Kenya.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't train. I know people even come in camps in Eldoret and train, but it's really hard to match up against them.
Yeah.
For somebody who can just wake up in the morning, have a slice, 2 of bread, and go running to school, because
just
that's just their
go.
thing.
Yeah.
They just do every single day. You coming here to make sure you study them and try and make sure you're timing yourself and everything. But to them, it's just a regular thing.
Yeah.
So I think genetics do play a huge role. But yeah, so enough on like just the health bit. I'll just bounce back on the finance part, if you don't mind, of course.
I don't.
So I know after you get at a certain age, we're not talking about any age, because even me, I never talk about age nowadays. I think,
Intentionally?
Yes, I do not want to.
Oh, because
Yeah.
why?
I don't want to be reminded that I'm getting older.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What do you mean? Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But yeah, about finances.